Good evening, Pepsi bottlers, coast to coast. We're glad you're here to join us in a great symbolic toast to a year that was absolutely unbelievable, positively incredible, in a word inconceivable. To put it very simply and succinct, it was the year the competition blinked. And in that blink of an eye, suddenly a new ball game. So Pepsi stepped up to bat and hit a home run. For 87 long years the game had been eyeball to eyeball. And when they fumbled and flopped, Pepsi couldn't be stopped. In the blink of an eye, suddenly a new horse race. And being thoroughbreds, we won't quit till we've won. And everyone on the team agrees that our future's just begun. Thanks to the wink of one little blink of an eye.
First, there was old Coke that seemed as good as gold Coke, but no one said, leave well enough alone.
So some Atlanta smarty came up with new Coke, a hardly tried and true Coke, and made believe it was a Pepsi clone.
But no one else agreed, so back now came old Coke, a welcome to the fold Coke, while new Coke simply sat there on the shelves.
And in the press they shouted, aren't we the bright ones? Our two Cokes are the right ones, while privately they tried to kick themselves.
But not quite hard enough, so now they had new Coke, a brand new much ado Coke with classic as a gimmick up their sleeve.
But customers are wondering which Coke is which Coke. I think I'd like to switch Coke. The whole thing's too confusing to believe.
And then, of course, they brought us Diet, classic Diet, new Coke, begging us to try it. New Coke, not to mention cherry, new or old. I really can't recall, is caffeine-free Coke the anti-Coke or the cola of the week Coke? Meanwhile, new Coke isn't taking hold, which means the public's asking which Coke, old or new, is real Coke. Maybe they should just repeal Coke. Think of the confusion it would end.
Just when we figured out that old Cokes make Cokes, new Cokes fake Cokes, new Cokes really are mistake Cokes, why not take them all and make a blend?
But wait, we can't forget that old Coke now is new Coke, since it made a new debut Coke, while consumers everywhere are drawing blanks.
But whatever else you do, Coke, with your has-been Coke or new Coke, when you blinked, you earned our everlasting thanks. And in the blink of an eye, it's a brand new beginning, with Pepsi ready to show the other guys how. So hang on tight, 'cause we're on the launch pad. The future starts right now. Thanks to the wink of one little blink of an one blink, one blink, 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 blink.
Out there, it's a Pepsi universe, thriving since time began, on a steady course, at a steady pace, bringing pleasure everywhere, all through time and space. And up here in the Pepsi enterprise, we have one perfect plan to bring Pepsi refreshment to all constellations. And if anyone can succeed, we know we can.
It's all there on history's pages. One refreshment through the ages.
Pepsi is the universal refreshment, but has it always been that way, Professor?
As far as I can remember.
We are proud that the Pepsi Enterprise never, ever stands still, 'cause the company's working side by side with our bottlers. And if anyone can succeed, we know we
It's a nice old-fashioned business. It's a pleasure. It's a snap. You turn the micro scanners on and then go take a nap. Interfacing terminals can never blow a fuse, which means before the lunch break you can take a little snooze. Just a nice old-fashioned business, nothing fancy or unique. With digitated modal valves we program once a week. Mega chips that soak up information by the ton and never interrupt you once your card game has begun. We've got modulated chromatrons, we buy them by the bunch, and a synthesized Trimatic that will take your wife to lunch. What a nice old-fashioned business, no complaints, no regrets. The more you use peripherals, the easier it gets. Ask the toughest question and a robot will reply. A nice old-fashioned business for a nice old-fashioned guy.
Hey boss, it's 10:30 now. Time for our coffee break.
I have to make a personal phone call.
Ring up the robots called in sick.
You see, nothing ever changes. It's a nice old-fashioned business, Apple computered A to Z.
You plug it in and turn it on and then go watch TV.
RGBs and CPMs and CD-ROMs to spare, making sure your backside never has to leave your chair.
All those barcodes think like people, they are really out of sight.
I heard a boy code ask a girl code, are you busy Friday night? It's a nice old-fashioned business, high efficiency, high tech.
With systems that do everything but cash your weekly check.
Micro data processors that have a PhD. A nice old-fashioned business.
Just a nice old-fashioned business.
For a nice old-fashioned binary equipped and maxi framed and siliconic subroutine and super disk equipped bionic man like me.
You are one sensation, just like Pepsi's carbonation. Everyone knows it's not your conversation. No, your charm is your fin. You've done us a favor, just like Pepsi's one great flavor. Everyone knows it's not your voice we savor. Still you're on top and #1 in the biz. You talk in bleeps, you talk in blips, but you're always refreshing and fun. You waddle in, my heart does flips. You're really uncanny, please pardon the pun. You bring so much pleasure, and you're sparkling for good measure. Everyone knows it's not your diction that we treasure. But who cares, your PBGB, and I love you. the taste, you got the style, so no wonder you're everyone's choice. Well, look at you, and people smile. So whoever said that you need a great voice, one unique creation, there can be no duplication. Everyone knows you're chosen by each generation. Just because you're PBGB and I love you.
We're here to tell you a soft drink story that's in its own special category. A tale of victory, success, and glory. And it's happening all across the country. Any way you slice it, it's the soft drink hit of the year. Any way you slice it, it's the one the customers cheer. It's 10% real juice, and that's why Slice is such a winner. Sales are reaching up to the sky. Not bad for a beginner. Any way you slice it, any way you slice it, any way they try it, they come back to buy it. Any way you move it, watch how they approve it. Any way you stack it, watch how they attack it. We found a vacuum throughout the nation, and so we filled it with innovation, and it turned into a new sensation, and it's happening all across the country. Any way you slice it, it's the fruit juice soda of note. Any way you slice it, it's the one that captures the vote. It's wet and wild, and that great taste, free, precious like no other. Going strong and growing stronger. One can leads to suddenly a new prize fight. And so we laced up our gloves and 1, 2, 3, pow! Throughout the years we've been in the ring trading all kinds of punches. But at the sound of the bell, guess who staggered and fell? In the blink of an eye, it's a brand new beginning, with Pepsi ready to show the other guys how. So hang on tight, 'cause we're on the launch pad. The future starts right now. Thanks to the wink of one little blink of an, one blink, one blink, one little blink of an eye.
Gather round, give a cheer for our whole Pepsi crew. First in take-home sales, vending, and food service too. After what we've achieved, it's quite proper, I think, to call Pepsi the world's most ubiquitous drink. That means it's everywhere. Every sink today has a new display, hot and cold, plus one to spare. Refreshment is a snap, turn on the Pepsi tap. Oh, Pepsi's everywhere. When our route truck calls on Niagara Falls, it's a long, all-day affair. Because that famous flow no longer's H2O. Pepsi's everywhere. In the morning when you see grass as moist as it can be, that's not nature coming through. That stuff on the grass is Mountain Dew. When Old Faithful spouts, every tourist shouts. It's a sight beyond compare. But now it's extra nice, Old Faithful spout and slice. Oh, Pepsi's everywhere. In the movies, on the stage, there's a show that's all the rage. So I learned the songs and steps. See now, I'm singing in the Pepsi. A little muffin and a key change. Out in Hollywood, where the climate's good, everyone's a millionaire. Those guys are no one's fools. Guess what is in their pools? Ha 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 ha. Pepsi's everywhere. From each galactic state down to the Golden Gate. From my terrestrial home down to the Astrodome. From outer space and back. From here to Hackensack. Pepsi's
you never will forget. We're going back to 86 and I guarantee you ain't seen nothing yet. Get ready to wave to Mars, 'cause we're heading back to the future. And you can bet that future's bright, 'cause Pepsi leads the way. Let's go back to the future today.
and comets that. We'll be off in nothing flat.
Going back to where it's at. Goodbye to the galaxies. Yes, we're heading back to the future.